Hi everyone, it is me again. I'm just going to, in this video, give you all the books that I want to read this summer. So I decided to make a summer TBR for July and August, together, because I wasn't too sure what books I wanted to actually get to. So I've made an overall pile. I mean, I doubt I'm going to get to all of these within the next couple months, because it is a big pile, plus some more and plus some on my Kindle. So it's literally a massive pile. I really don't think I'm going to get through all of these, but these are just, in general, the ones that I want to get to this summer. And also I've got a really busy summer because I'm actually getting married in August, and then I've got a mini honeymoon, I've got my sister's birthday, we're going away for a weekend and stuff like that. So I have a lot going on, so I don't know how much reading I'll really get done, especially in August, but anyway. I'm making this TBR just because they're ones that I do want to get to, hopefully, if I can. So I'm going to start by going through all the physical books that I want to read this summer, and then I'll go through a few that are on my Kindle. They're mostly physical books, but I do have about 6 or 7 on my Kindle that I'd like to hopefully get to. So I'm going to start off by just saying that I want to get to some of the other Red Queen books, and then I've got the book with the novellas in here. I've read the first one, and I do want to continue with some of these this month, whether I just read one, whether I read 2, I don't know. I do definitely just want to continue with it, because I feel like when I read a fantasy series, if I leave too big a gap between each book, I lose what's going on and I forget who the characters are and I forget the main plot points. So I feel like I need to read them quite close together. So I hopefully will get to some of these, although especially the last couple and the last one, they're quite thick, so I don't really know. And also in the summer I'm not really in a huge fantasy mood. I prefer to read more romance and thrillers. But yeah, now I've started the first book, I kind of want to continue with some of these soon, so I've put them on my TBR. And then I want to read Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I don't really know too much about what this book's about, apart from it's about a married couple and there's secrets and kind of stuff like that. But I've heard amazing things about this. This is a really thin, quick thriller. I've heard really, really good things about this author. So I'm just really excited to get to this, and I just feel like it's a nice kind of quick thriller. Yeah, I'm actually really in a thrillery mood at the moment, because I read The Holiday by T.M. Logan last month, and it's made me really want to read more thrillers, which I haven't actually got a huge amount on this TBR, so I may end up adding more to it and reading out some other thrillers if I stay in the thriller mood. But yeah, this one I definitely want to get to. And I've got a couple of summary books by Paige Toon that I want to get to. So I'm actually reading this one at the moment, which is One Perfect Summer, and it's about this girl who, she's on holiday with her parents for a few weeks, and she meets this guy, and then they get torn apart, they go their separate ways unexpectedly, and then she's just kind of in the process at the moment in the book of meeting somebody else, and then I think the other guy comes back, and then there's a little love triangle kind of thing going on. That's all I've kind of gathered about it so far, but I'm nearly halfway. I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, Paige Toon's books, they're nothing groundbreaking, but they're just nice romances, really. I just enjoy them. They're good storylines, they're entertaining. So I've got that one, which I'm currently reading now, and then there's also one called The Longest Holiday, which I thought sounded quite summery. And yeah, it definitely is a summer book, because the back of the book starts with, "Ever wish summer could last a lifetime." So there you go, it's obviously a summery kind of book, so I thought it'd be a good chance to get to that one. So I don't really know what this is about too much either. I kind of just, most of the time I go into books mostly blind, because I just find it's more of a surprise. So anyway, a couple of Paige Toon books. I'd also like to read 28 Summers by Elin Hilderbrand. I've heard good things about this author. I know Sarah Caroli loves this author, and yeah, so that's mostly where I heard about her. So I wanted to give one of her books a go. And this one's a summary book, obviously, from the title, 28 Summers. And I think it's about a couple, they meet up every summer and have their romance over summer. Even when they're still married and stuff, they meet up still. That's all I've gathered from it, from the synopsis anyway, but I could be completely wrong. But it sounds intriguing, and yeah, just a nice summery romance. So again, another one that I just would like to get to. I can imagine reading this on the beach. I'd also like to get through some of the Twisted series. I've read the first book, but then I haven't continued on to any of the others yet. I don't know whether I will actually get to read all of these this summer, because they're quite thick books. But anyway, I've put them on my TBR because I'd like to get through some of them at least and just continue. So there's Twisted Games, Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies, and I've heard most people's favourite is Twisted Games, and that's the second one in the series, so I'm hoping to get to that soon. And this one's actually about like a princess and her bodyguard, so like kind of a forbidden romance between, like, yeah, it's obviously unrealistic sounding. This doesn't sound realistic at all, but it just sounds interesting, and I'll be interested to read that. And to be honest, I don't actually know what these two are about, other than obviously they follow different characters within the world, within the series. So we've met the characters who are in these books, but I don't really know the main plot of those ones. But yeah, I would like to get to them. I've also got The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and this one's about a couple who they end up going on this honeymoon because I think the people that are actually getting married, they end up being ill. So her and this other guy, the two main characters, they're enemies. They end up going on the honeymoon instead, just so that obviously not a wasted money wasted on the trip. At least someone's still going on the holiday. So anyway, they go on the honeymoon together, and then stuff happens. But apparently, towards the end of the book, there's like a completely different plot comes out of nowhere. That's what I've heard. So I'd be intrigued to know what that actually is. But yeah, again, this is obviously just a nice kind of summery book, a nice summer holiday kind of vibe. So a nice little enemies to lovers romance. And I've also got This Girl by Colleen Hoover. This is the third book in the Slam series, and this is basically the first book in the series, but told from the male's point of view. I really enjoyed the first book in the series. The second book was pretty bad, to be fair. I think I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It wasn't that great, but the first book I gave 4 out of 5 stars. So this might be okay. Hopefully this one will be good. I mean, hopefully it'll bring some other bits to the story, because obviously it's the same story as the first book, but told from the male's point of view. So I'm hoping there'll be extra bits, like extra things happening that we didn't know about in the first book. Otherwise it would be pretty repetitive. So I'm hoping it won't be too repetitive, but yeah, I want to get that one done so that then that series is completely done. And then there's You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. I would like to read this. I've had this book for quite a while and I just need to get to it, and obviously it's kind of like a summary book because it's about a vacation. And this is kind of, it sounds quite similar in a way to Every Summer After, except it's not childhood friends to lovers. They're like two people that were in love and then something goes wrong and then they meet later, like years later. And obviously it's like a second chance romance, so they obviously end up getting back together, but you kind of, I think, slowly figure out why they stopped talking back in the day. I've heard mixed opinions about this one. This one's, I think, like the least popular of Emily Henry's books, but still, some people have really enjoyed it still, so hopefully I will. And I do kind of like second chance romances. I like kind of figuring out why they broke up in the first place. I find that intriguing, but sometimes the reason they broke up's bad, but we will see what I think about this. Okay, and the rest of the books on my summer TBR are ones that are on my Kindle, so I'm just going to go through them here. I've got them like on a list. It's just these few at the bottom here. I'm just going to go through them quickly, and I'll put pictures of the covers here so you can see what they look like. So the first one on this list is To Wear a Fey Crown and To Spark a Fey War by Tessonja Odette. This is the second and third book in the Farewell trilogy by her. It's kind of like a Fey world series, and she's got multiple series which all take part in this world, and this is just like a trilogy as one of the series in this world, basically. I've read the first book. I'm actually halfway through the second one, which is To Wear a Fey Crown, so I want to finish that, and then I also want to read the last book, obviously, so that I finish the series, and that's To Spark a Fey War, the last one. And these are just a nice, like, standard kind of fantasy Fey series. It's like, they've got romance in there, they've got a bit of drama, a bit of politics, that kind of thing. Nice, like, fantasy reads. Just, yeah, quick, easy. They're nothing, like, too difficult to understand. The world building is really easy and simple, so I recommend these for like people starting out with fantasy. So yeah, I do want to finish that series off, and whether or not I will get round to these is, I have no idea, because there is 4 books in this series. I want to read the Chesnut Spring series, which is kind of like cowboy romance kind of thing. Apparently it's not set in a small town, but apparently it's like small town vibes, and it's just like, apparently they're just really good. I've heard really good things about this series, and I would kind of like to do a reading vlog reading this series, because so many people have been talking about them. I've just heard really good things about them, so I would like to get to this series. They're all on Kindle Unlimited, so that's where I'll read them on my Kindle. I've heard they're quite long books, so yeah, whether I will get round to them or not is another matter, but they're on this list in case I suddenly get like the urge to pick it up like right now, you know. Oh, and the author's Elsie Silver. Did I say what the author was called? Yes, the Chesnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. I also want to read 7 Days in June by, I think it's by Tia Williams, I could be wrong, but I'll put a picture here of the cover. This is just a good romance. Apparently this one's really, really good. I've heard really great things about this, and obviously because it says 7 Days in June, it made me think it's a summery romance, so I wanted to read it over summer. And the next book I keep putting on all my monthly TBRs and I never end up getting around to it, which is Fuel the Fire by Krista and Becca Ritchie, which is the, I don't know which one it is in the series, but it's like one of the Callaway, Addicted/Callaway book series. I do want to continue with this series because I absolutely love it. I don't know why I keep putting it off. I think it's just because they're quite long books and I've been kind of wanting to just get through books like really, really quick at the moment. But yeah, I do want to get to that because I really want to finish that series this year. It's like one of my favourite series, so I don't know why I'm putting it off, but yeah, I do definitely need to get to that. And then finally I've just got a couple of thrillers which are on my Kindle which I want to get to. One of them is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I've not heard good things about this book, to be honest, but then again I read one other Riley Sager book which was Survive the Night, and that one had really bad reviews on Goodreads, but I really enjoyed that book, to be honest, so I might really enjoy this one as well. I really liked his writing in the other book that I read by him, so I'm hoping I'll really enjoy this one as well. So yeah, that's another one. Another thriller that I want to get to, I think it's a thriller, or it might even be a romance. I actually don't know what this book is about. It just sounded intriguing. So, and that is Every Last Secret by A.R. Tor. I'm actually going to quickly look up now and see what kind of book it actually is because I'm not too sure. Okay, so yeah, I think it's like a thriller kind of one with like people who've got secrets and stuff, because the first bit of the synopsis is welcome to the neighbourhood, watch your husband, watch your friends, and watch your back. So yeah, that is kind of what I thought it was. That's fine. I was just double checking in case I'd got the complete wrong end of the stick. Yeah, that's another book that I would like to get to. Just that kind of like secrets, people hiding secrets from each other, that kind of thriller I really enjoy. So that's another one that I would like to get to. Got quite a few thrillers on my Kindle that I do need to read, so hopefully reading those couple will get through a few of them. So anyway, that is my summer TBR plus these, plus all the ones on my Kindle. So I do have quite a long list of books that I want to read, and as I said, don't know how many of them I will get to because I'm really busy in August especially, but we will see. I'll just try and get through as many as I can. I do enjoy reading in the evenings, so I'm sure I'll read plenty still anyway. Please let me know in the comments if you would like me to do a reading vlog on any of these books in particular. As I said, I potentially might do a reading vlog on the Chesnut Spring series by Elsie Silver, but I'm not too sure yet. Just depends what I get round to and that kind of thing. But yeah, and let me know if you've read any of these, if you've really enjoyed them, or what books are on your summer TBR. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will see you in the next video hopefully. Bye!